Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Righto, entertainment only. A lot happening at the moment. The vet has been and had a look at Spotty's mouth because he's just got some things going on in his mouth that's affecting him. And he's got to go in tomorrow for a biopsy. The vet seems to think it's either lupus or mouth cancer. So fingers crossed, touch wood, but it will be what it will be. So that's my white dog, if you're wondering which one was Spotty. So tomorrow's going to be a bit of a interesting day. Where do I go this afternoon? Seems it's just after lunchtime. I'm going to actually, first up, I've been promising this for ages, I'm going to have a look at the Alberta by-election. What cards do I want? I'm just going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot deck here. So the Alberta by-election, the Battle River Crowfoot reading, I think you guys call it. We'd call it a seat, but I think you guys call it a reading in Alberta. It was won with 82%, I believe, by Damien Kurik, and I do apologise if I've pronounced that wrong. But apparently Damien Kurik then stood aside to allow Pierre Polyev, and again, if I've got it wrong, I'll just call him Pierre P or PP, to run for that seat. Now, Pierre does not live in that seat. Basically, he's been parachuted into what is allegedly a safe seat. Yeah. Yeah, to me it's just so wrong that happens. So Damien stood aside. Pierre is running for the seat. I gather there's a bit of a protest ballot going on in the seat itself with 108 candidates running. Okay, I can't say I've ever seen one with 108 candidates. I mean, in Australia, we call our Senate elections the tablecloth because the sheet of paper is so big. Yes, it's all about the government at the moment. And but this would be this would be a banquet tablecloth, to be honest. So 108 candidates. Due to what's called the longest ballot protest. Now, I'm not going to look at all the candidates, obviously. The vote is on the 18th of August, so what's that? That's just under 2 weeks' time. So I'm just going to have a look at the two main players and just see whether we can get a vibe of who. There's some sort of agreement that was made. Damien and Pierre, dancing to the tune of the devil. Basically, so there was a debate, I believe, a town hall debate the other day, which was very strictly managed, so good, giving the 10 candidates that were involved. Basically, if they went over time, their microphone was switched off. Were forced to keep on topic, etc. But apparently, Pierre came out arguing that the electing the leader of a party is the trade-off for parachuting him in, seeming to think that so yeah, saying that being the leader of the opposition party, well, it might not work out for him. So we've got the inspirational female here in a tower card, claiming that by voting in the leader of a party that they would get better representation, etc. He's not running to represent the people of Battle River Crowfoot. So I'm going to have a look at Pierre first. The Liberal candidate, I believe, is Darcy Spadey. Mark Carney's party is the Liberal Party. But then I'll just have a general look to see whether it may be somebody else that gets that seat. I'm feeling it might be an independent, but we'll have a look. Trying to steal, and it's a nightmare situation. Trying to steal, nightmare situation of what is a safe seat. but I think the people are actually going to choose a moderate. I'm just not feeling that Carney, and I don't know who, you guys will let me know who the top, because on the bottom we've got the moneyed independent female. Now I know Danielle Smith. Oh God, she's a bit of a ghastly, isn't she? Um, is the Premier of Alberta. She's all about separatism and all the rest of it, but one of my beautiful viewers who is in Alberta was, I mean, that may have been Danielle, because then we've got the abuse of power and the steal and the betrayal. One of my lovely viewers said that they were in Alberta at an event, and there were two booths. One was the separatist booth and one was the Don't You Dare separate booth. And she was working in the Don't You Dare separate booth, and she said they sold out of merchandise. They were absolutely swamped all day, whereas the ones that were for separatists basically didn't have anybody. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Pierre Polyev, yeah. How's he going to go in this by-election? This is just taking into account, this is the energy of today, and this is the energy also if it was not fiddled with, if ballot boxes don't go missing, etc. So that's going to be something to keep a really close eye on. I'll never forget, I had Harris winning all the way through last year, late last year, and right up until the very first reading on the day before, had win-win steal, and I read it as she's going to be accused of stealing in the election. Little did I know that she would win and it would be stolen. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Battle River Crowfoot by-election for Pierre. By-election. How's Pierre gonna go? Show me Pierre Polyev. Okay, they want that one and they want that one. Okay, come on down, let's have a look. Right, first card out is the Hanged Man. He might be strung up. I'm not feeling he's actually going to get the seat. So what have we got? Strung up. Strung up, stopped. I mean, there's also looking at things from a different point of view, being the golden boy upside down, hung upside down. But let's see where it goes. Challenged by the Justice card. True justice can also be actions having consequences, but his challenge is going to be the justice system. I'm getting the feeling, now I know this is going to sound really weird, Sigs, I'm only 2 cards in, that he is going, if and I haven't got far enough to see, if he loses, you can guarantee he's going to challenge the result. You can guarantee that he's going to challenge the result. So this might be the challenge is literally the legal system. Otherwise, his challenge is just going to be divine justice. The people did not vote for him. They voted for Damien Kurek. And how dare he? You know, it depends whether the people are voting for the person or for the party. And if they're voting for the person, I don't think it'll go very well. So things being stopped. These are, and again, 2 major arcana is the 2 signifier cards. This can also be, if you read it upside down, it can be trying to bypass the honest system of the election. Okay, crowning the energy that he's stewing in is the Page of Pentacles. He's looking at this safe seat. He's looking at the votes in the safe seat. He's looking how he can get his dirty mitts on it. Okay, so let's see how this goes. In the past, we've got the Sun card. He's found himself fully exposed. His own electorate decided to toss him out, just like in Australia we threw out the Trump wannabe Peter Dutton. He was the leader of the opposition. He was in what was considered a safe seat. Well, he lost his seat, which means he can no longer be in government. However, he chose not to then try and take over somebody else's seat. So this can also be naivety, but I just think Pierre's just been exposed for who he is in the past, crowning this reading an inability to move forward with the vote. So the Knight of Pentacles. This also means steady, reliable, dependable governance going forward, which can mean that not going for Pierre, but I don't think he's going to be able to move it forward. This is the only horse in all the knights that is standing still. Now, if you have a look at the figure here with his mask up, he's looking very cross. So the energy over him is looking angrily at the votes. The horse is not moving. So let's see where it goes. Being forced to walk away. This is a reading on Pierre. Emotionally walking away. I don't think he's going to get it. I think he's going to feel like he's been betrayed, but we'll see whether that card comes out as well. So this is walking away emotionally, leaving behind the emotions. Okay, in the immediate future. I don't think he's going to get it. So 8 of Cups. What have we got? 9 of Wands. Beaten up, bruised, battered, hanging on to his talking stick. But I don't think he's going to get it. Internally, plans being made behind the scenes without public knowledge or consent. It's also my dark money card. So externally, beaten up, bruised and battered with his back up against the wall. Internally, you've got the dark money. But I think this is more about, okay, need to keep a really good eye on ballots and ballots that go missing. I believe in Canada, you guys have the same system in Australia where you actually count. You count the pieces of paper. There's no machines involved, or if there are machines involved, be very wary, because it looks like there's some planning going on behind the scenes in regards to the votes themselves. When I'm asking about elections, for me, pentacles mean votes because they are a physical token that is put forward. So there might be some planning for some dubious business going on. Just be very aware of it. But hopes and fears, the end of this era, this end of this energy where the king is trampled underfoot and the sun is rising on this new beginning. These are not good cards. Okay, we've got here 10 of Cups, celebration, happy families. He might declare early that he won it. But when it's all said and done and refusing to accept anything else, as he's desperately trying to hold on to a position with that 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. And then we've got the 6 of Swords moving on. 2 moving on cards. A lot of negative messaging comes out quickly with that 8 of Wands. Volatile messaging coming out with that Knight of Wands. Queen of Cups, emotional stability, but keeping a lid on something. And then we've got the Truth coming forward. And then we've got truth of betrayal or deceit or dishonesty. And then we've got the King of Swords. So, and then we have it's my false victory, and then we have that independent female. So I don't know, and the independent female then moving forward, I don't know who this female is. I don't think it's going to be Pierre P. Those aren't good cards for him at all, but he may challenge the outcome. There may be some ballots that go walkabout to start with, but if you like us in Australia, they keep really good tracking of it. So just be aware that, we've got here attempting to move forward by deceit and betrayal. So just be aware that try and cheat his way in or legal his way in or something like that. So I'm going to have a look at Darcy Spady. He's the other one that leapt to my attention only because he's in Mark Carney's Liberal Party. And Mark Carney is, showing some gumption. Show me Darcy Spady with the Battle River Crowfoot seat. Just whip through him quickly. Joy and celebration, the voter, happy families, but challenged by, again, betrayal, deceit. Okay, let's see where it goes. At the base, we've got the King of Swords, a strategy. We've got here in the past, a false victory. Here's that Queen of Pentacles again, same cards, different order. Knight of Swords, the immediate future. He's charging in on a campaign, on a mission, but he may seem a bit aggressively rash, perhaps. So when I say the false victory here, I don't quite know how he became the candidate. This could also just simply mean Damien Keurig stepping down, winning and then stepping down, because the people behind are looking very uncomfortable. Okay, the Knight of Swords, externally on the back foot trying to defend himself. Internally, is he struggling to get his message across? You've got the Judgment card. There is a collective awakening, but internally, I just think he's struggling to get his message across. Hopes and fears, joy, illumination, outcome, the Four of Pentacles, trying to hold on, but then we've got the Five of Cups, the loss, and then we've got the King of Wands, and which is the legislators, and then some sort of an announcement coming. And again, we've got that Queen of Cups again, and then we've got the Empress, the feminine energy. I'm really feeling, on the bottom we've got the Steel, but then we've got the Truth coming forward, and then we've got the Star, the best of democracy. So I'm not feeling it's Darcy Spady either. If you want to throw me a name of a top female contender, not just because they're your favourite, but if they are actually a top contender, because I'm feeling, and I think when I read on this last time, gosh, a couple of months ago, when Damien first stepped aside, that it would be an independent that would get in, a moderate independent. Yeah, full illumination, full exposure of who is dancing to the tune of the devil, who's connected to the devil energy, the Trump wannabes. So I want to have a look. I don't know who I'm asking about. Show me, show me, show me. Getting the feels that it's going to be an independent, very possibly female, which I think will take quite a lot of people by surprise. Yeah, I was going to say, or someone with Tim Walsh's energy, because he's very much in touch with both this masculine and feminine. But I am actually feeling a female. Show me, is Battle River Crowfoot by-election? Why am I picking up an independent female, or just a female candidate? Who is this female candidate? What do we need to know about them? I mean, I am saying independent, but it may be one of the other more minor parties that I'm not aware of. Okay, come on, let's have a look. Right, someone who was there to represent the people. Very much so. Okay, whoever this is, they are there to represent the people and look after the people. We've got the actions having consequences on the bottom. So, and yes, this Empress energy, the feminine energy, powerful feminine energy, abundance for all. I'm just getting it. It's a female who is there for the people of Battle River Crowfoot. It's not political in terms of party, is what I'm getting. So let's keep going. The energy they're stewing in is it is the end of the wannabe king's era, and it's a new beginning where it is about looking after the children, the families. There's big movement here, big change. In the past, we've got the divine feminine energy, which is the traditional meaning of this card. Can also mean secrets being revealed, but I'm just getting powerful feminine energy. The divine feminine. The spiritual feminine in human form. Crowning this reading, the Page of Pentacles. They may seem like it's almost like they've been granted a gift that they almost don't believe that they actually got, that they actually won, if that makes sense, because they're up against the so-called powerhouses. So this is respecting the gift of the vote, respecting the will of the people. Yeah, this is really interesting. The immediate future, we've got the King of Pentacles, externally protecting. This could also be Pierre himself in the immediate future. Let's see where it goes. Externally, looking at the harvest, not yet harvested because we haven't had the election yet, but externally, looking at what one can do to improve the harvest. Internally, emotional offering with that Knight of Cups. Emotionally offering, whoever they are, she appeals to the emotions of the people. Okay, hopes and fears, looking at things from a different point of view, but also being blocked. There's the fear, the outcome, the burden, having to carry the burden, moderation, and working together with others. Whoever this is, and then she gets the Judgment card as an outcome final card. And then we've got the planning, the bigger picture planning, and the Tower moment. But I'm not feeling this is Tower for this person. Feels like this is Tower for the Pierre and Smith, etc. The Tower, moving on, Ten of Swords stabbed in the back. The Steel, okay, well, it may be that if it does go to the courts with the attempted steal, and then we've got new plan, new beginning, big stick. So this may not be an easy path. It may be that she wins, but it is challenge, because with that Two of Wands, it can be a fork in the road, a challenge where it feels like it's been ripped from underneath, and the attempted steal, but it feels good in the long run. Justice and the Fool, having to defend, and then the Star, and then we've got this independent female, and we've got the nurturing with the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the Strength card, a lot of feminine energy. I feel that she wins, but if I keep going, you've got, again, this legal crossroads at an attempted betrayal, but then you have the Judge here that I think awards it with the celebration. So I'm just going to go put it out there. I think you're not going to find out an answer on the 18th or even the 19th. I feel that female moderate candidate will win, but somebody who is petty and cannot understand how they could possibly lose because they're so narcissistic, is very possibly going to mount a legal challenge to it, because how could they possibly lose when Damien got 82%? Well, maybe because the people voted for Damien, not Pierre. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Love to you all. I might have a little look again closer because we're a couple of weeks out, because the energies do change. But as of today, whomever this is, let me know who you think it is. Looks like they're going to get in after a bit of a battle. Okay, catch you shortly. Bye-bye.